The ghost of the northern sea wind howled that night, carrying the briny scent of the northern sea to the small village of Elsinore. Nestled along the rocky coastline, the village had long been haunted by tales of the ghost of the northern sea. Over time, these stories faded into mere myths until one fateful night when everything changed. Rika, a 19-year-old girl, lay in her modest bedroom, restless and unable to sleep. A strange whisper had filled her ears earlier, drawing her toward the shoreline. The full moon illuminated the churning waves, casting eerie reflections across the water. Driven by a mix of curiosity and unease, Rika stepped onto the beach, her bare feet sinking into the cold, wet sand. As she walked further, she saw a shadow move across the waves. Her heart raced, but something compelled her to keep going. The shadow grew clearer, and soon she could make out the figure of a woman in a tattered gown, her face obscured beneath a veil of waterlogged hair. "The ghost of the northern sea," Rika whispered, her voice trembling. The woman's hollow eyes met hers, and a voice as cold as the sea spoke. "We are trapped," the ghost rasped. Bound by the curse of the storm and the treachery of man, Rika felt herself being pulled into the ghost's memories. She saw a ship caught in a ferocious storm, its sails shredded by the wind, its crew crying out in vain. She saw Captain Embarks, the legendary sailor from the village's old tales, cursing the sea as his ship and crew sank into its depths. The curse, it seemed, still lingered. "What can I do to help you?" Rika asked, her voice barely audible. The ghost raised a skeletal hand, pointing toward the ocean. "Find the relic," she said. "It lies in the wreckage of the ship. Only then can we rest." The next morning, Rika rallied a small group of friends to help her. With makeshift diving gear, they ventured into the icy waters, following the ghost's directions to the sunken wreck. The ship's remains were a haunting sight, wooden beams twisted by time, tangled nets, and broken masts reaching out like skeletal fingers. Deep within the wreck, Rika discovered an ornate chest, locked and encrusted with barnacles. After much effort, they pried it open to reveal a golden medallion engraved with intricate patterns. The moment Rika held the medallion, the water around them seemed to calm, and an unnatural stillness enveloped the sea. That night, Rika returned to the beach with the medallion. The ghost reappeared, along with the faint forms of the lost sailors. Their faces, once twisted with despair, now softened with relief. "You have freed us," the ghost said. "Thank you." The spirit slowly faded, and the sea became tranquil once more. For the first time in decades, the villagers of Elsinore felt at peace. But even as the ghostly presence disappeared, Rika couldn't shake the feeling that the sea still harbored its mysteries. On moonlit nights, she would stand at the edge of the water, gazing at the waves and catching glimpses of golden light flickering beneath the surface, a reminder of the curse that had once gripped the northern sea and the courage it took to break it. Though the ghost of the northern sea was gone, its story lived on, a haunting tale of vengeance, redemption, and the enduring power of the unknown.